Alright, hello everyone, this is Team Rocket Draws, also known as 707 Rosehan, with another video. And before we get started, I just want to show you guys the two drawings that were sent in by Adam from Canada. He drew Kyogre, his mom drew Latias, but he colored both of them. And he did mention that Kyogre was pretty hard while he was drawing it. To be honest, he is, but he did a pretty good job. So I just want to thank you, Adam. He's the first person to send in his drawings, and if you guys want to send in your drawings, the info will be in the description. Alright, so let's get started. So I am gonna put up the reference right now just to make it easier for you guys. That way you guys can know what we're doing during the video and just base all the details off the reference, you know. And he doesn't end up looking the same 100% like the reference, but we do end up getting pretty close. Alright, so let's get started. So we're gonna start by doing like the forehead, the top of the eyes. So just draw these two lines right here, as you guys can see, and then as you guys can see right there in the middle, ends like in a V shape. And then right here we're gonna do like honestly I don't know what that is, but I'm pretty sure a lot of monkeys have those. So right here, just try to make them even, and also on this side. And as you guys can see, we're not doing like the shapes that I usually do at the beginning of my videos. And the reason for that is because this one's pretty hard, so I just gotta give you a heads up that he's not that easy, you know. So if you guys have a hard time, that's why. Alright, so this is gonna be where we're gonna place the eye. So just pause the video, you know, take your time. And then right here we're just gonna do the side of the eye. And then right here it bends up like almost right in the middle. And on the reference, yeah, it's actually more of a circle, and I actually I sharpened the edge right there, so it should be more round than I did it. But like I said before in other videos, it really doesn't matter as long as it still looks like them. But if you guys want to fix that, you guys can on your drawing, you know. And now for the eye, the people in the eyes, you guys can see on the reference, it's right in the middle, and it's like this oval shape. And actually Infernape was suggested by one of my subscribers. I believe he's like one of my first subscribers. Right now I have like 180 subscribers. He was one of the first ones. He always commented on my videos. He always gave me suggestions. So I decided to do Infernape for him. Alright, so right here we're gonna start the eye, and just try to make the eyes not at the same level, but they are pretty close. As you guys can see, the one on the left is just a little bit lower than the one on the right, and the one on the left is pretty small compared to the one on the right. And once again, he has like this oval shape for the eye, but this one is right like at the bottom of that eye shape right there. And then right on the side of the eye, we're just gonna finish off the shape that he has on the like eyebrows, I guess. So just extend this line, and this line should end like right aligned with the eye right there, the edge of the eye as I'm pointing out. And then just curve a little bit to meet up with the side of the eye, you know, right here. So usually when you start a drawing, try to look for like a focal point, something that you could how should I say, base everything from. And right here, usually a good spot to do that from is like the face. Usually I start with the eyes, so it's always like around the face. That's a good spot, unless there's like a greater focal point, you know, something that it's even better. So right here we just do that line to do the white hair that he has on the head. And now right here we're gonna do the hair that you can see in between the face and the ear. And we're gonna start off right here, and you just see it gets pretty close to the eyebrow. I'm gonna call them eyebrows, alright, just to simplify that a little bit. So it gets pretty close, and then the ear starts around the same level as the eye.
And now it's just like
And right there, I think I was measuring the length of the ear, and I pointed out right there. I actually used paper right here to measure like the end of the eye with the end of the eyebrow, and basically the eyebrow on one of the eyes, and it should basically be the length of one of them. I'm sorry that it's hard to explain. It's just there's some things that are just hard to explain, you know. There's no easy way to do it. So hopefully you guys understood what I was trying to tell you guys. So yeah, the ear is basically just like this how should I say, like this pointed out oval shape. And now for the inner ear, just try to make a parallel line to the one on the side, as I do right here, and I erase it just to clean it up a little bit. And that's what I'm pointing out right here. Just try to make it even, you know. And then we're gonna start on the other side, and on the other side it should be almost the same thing. And then just close it up, and it's basically on the same shape of the ear, but just smaller inside, you know. And then I know that around here, this is where the hair is, just above the eyebrow. And then this one, this spike for the white right there, and then I do this line just so it could help me place the spikes on the hair. And this one goes around there, as you can see, it doesn't go higher than the ear. And then this one should start out like around where the eye starts if you go a little bit higher. And once again, it shouldn't go higher than the ear. So you guys gonna see me doing a lot of like reference lines, and I recommend that you guys do that, and not just here, but just in your drawings in general. It just makes everything a lot more easier, because it helps you place it at the right spot, you know. And then this one's around there. And then right here it makes this like V shape. And then once again we're gonna use that reference line, and this one's a little bit lower than that. So there's like the V shape that I was talking about, the ones in the middle. Now we could do this one right here. So we basically got like the face area. All we need now is just the other ear. And right here I was just outlining the fire a little bit, just so it could help me place the one of the ears, you know. And for the fire on top, it doesn't have to be exact. Right there I was just showing you guys where that like little bump ends. It should be around the same level as the eye, like where the eye ends, the right one. And it's just stuff like that that you guys can use to base everything. For example, right there where it starts, it should be like from the ear, like right at the tip of the ear. And then this is just a rough sketch of the fire. I actually do change a little bit later on, but it doesn't. The fire doesn't really matter, because honestly, it's fire. You know, it moves everywhere, so it doesn't have to be that exact. So right here I just draw a line just to show you guys that the ears should roughly be at the same level, like they should end at the same level. So you start that one off, the white spike that he has on top of the eye, and then just basically connect it to the side of the eyebrow. And I do once again another like oval shape, but this one's a lot skinnier if you guys notice. And then once again do the same shape in the inside. And right here I was just pointing out just to be once again do the lines parallel to the other lines. And this should be roughly the same size, although the left one's, I'm guessing 20% smaller, so do the left one a little bit smaller than the right one, but they should end up being the same level, you know, the tip of the ears. And now for the nose. So the nose doesn't go that low below that line, the eyebrow, and it's just basically a straight line going down one of the eye, and the other side it starts around here. And just try to end it at the same spot, because it doesn't go that far away from the eyes, and then just round it off. And then right here I started doing the smile, the mouth area first, and just curve it up. And as you guys can see, like right in the middle of the nose, it's flatter, it's not like a perfect circle. And then we could just do the bottom of the mouth, like the jaw area. So as you guys can see, the nose is not that big compared to the face. It's a good size. And then right here I just draw a line going down the middle just to help us place the nostrils. So we could just place one on either side of that line, and now we could erase it. So you should end up with something like this. And if you guys having trouble, honestly I understand. This is my first time drawing him, and he's pretty hard, more than I expected, to be honest. Alright, so now for the shield that he has on the shoulder. And then right here we're gonna do a line going across, like right at the same level as the nose. So just do that. It's gonna help us place a lot of things, to be honest. And one of them is gonna be the shield right here. As you guys can see, it starts off from the ear. And just pay attention to the gap between the hair on the face and the shield. There's like a small gap if you guys look at the reference. And then it's basically like this oval shape, but it's like a weird shape because the bottom should be like pointed a little bit, pointy. And I do end up changing the like the shape of this one because I was having trouble. It's a weird shape. And it should roughly be the same length as one of the ears, just a little bit bigger, but that's something that you guys could base it out of. So I think this is where I start measuring it, just to get a better idea of how long the shield should be. And right here I measure the length of the ear, and then I measure, and you guys see it's pretty much the same length. So you guys could base the length of the shield from the ear. And I use a paper. You guys can use a ruler. You guys can use anything, but I find the paper being better and easier to use. Alright, so now from the mouth area we're gonna start doing like the body, the torso. And then he does have like this pattern right here. And once again, it's not that long from the face, like not that far away from the face. It's a pretty short line, and basically it's just like another oval shape. And then we're just gonna extend that line a little bit, not that much, like barely extending that. And then we're gonna start doing like the little spikes that he has on the waist area. And they're basically like triangle shapes, different size triangle shapes. We're gonna do those first, and then we're gonna start on the other side just so they could add up better. So this one starts off like right in the middle of the shape. It might not be the same for you guys, so just work with what you have. You know, if it doesn't add up like mine does, just make any changes so it does, so it could look good on your drawing, you know. I do make changes on my drawing because it doesn't look like the reference 100%. So as long as you guys make it work for you, then it should all turn out okay. So then this one goes a little bit further than the shield, as you guys can see. And then right here I just draw a line, a reference line, just to help me know where to go with those spikes. And then right here I start doing the other pattern that he has on the torso. So just pause the video, you know, take your time and look at the gaps, look how far the lines are from each other, look how far the shapes are from each other, and look at the reference, you know. And that's how you guys get to place everything, you know, just by comparing everything on something. And like for example here I started comparing everything to the face, to the ears, and then from there we could compare everything else, you know. And then right here I'm just doing the details on the shield. And I'm sorry this is not like the best tutorial, you know, because we are going line by line, step by step. I'm not doing any shapes at the beginning, and the reason for that is because this one's really hard. It's hard to do that, so I thought the best way is just by showing you guys how I would draw, you know. And so right here we're gonna start off the arm, and I do a line going across the waist area, just so we can know where to curve the arm, like where the elbow should be. And then this one starts around here. As you guys can see, his arms are pretty skinny. They're not that thick. The shield should be thicker than the arms. So now that we got that, I guess we can start finishing off the spikes on the waist. And then I draw this line just to help us place one of the triangles, which is right in the middle. So that's gonna help us. And then we just connect it with this one, and it's gonna give us like the shape right in the middle, and then we can just base the rest. And just try to do the same amount as those little spikes that he has on the waist, like the reference, because if you add too many, it's gonna look weird, and if you don't add enough, then it's gonna look weird, you know. So just try to get it as close as a reference as you can, but it doesn't have to be 100% the same, you know. Alright, so right here I'm doing the bottom of the body right here. And as you guys can see, once again, it's not that far away from the spike that's in the middle. And now we're just gonna extend and then right here I do another reference line going on the bottom of the ear, like right at the side of the head. And that's just gonna help us know how far to do this knee, this leg. It should be around there. And then right here I start doing the shield, or what are those called? Can't remember what they're called, like pads. And this one's again like a weird shape right here, but just try to get as close as you guys can to the reference, and use that reference line going down the face, the side of the face, just so you guys can know where to stop, you know, where to end the knee. And just base the shape of the knee, like the size of the shield on the knee, with like the other shields, like for example the one on the shoulder. As you guys can see, the one on the knee is like almost half the size. And then we're gonna do a line going down right there, the other ear, and that's just gonna help us know where to end the foot. So it's basically like right at the side of the face on the other side. And that's just gonna help us like know where to end the other foot. So now we can finish off the leg. And now we can start doing the details on the shield there, on the shield pad, I'm guessing. Alright, so now we start doing the foot, and this one is like a parallel line to the other one that we did first. And now right here I'm doing the little like hairs that stick out. And then right here I'm just adding the small details right there on the crotch area. And if you guys see me extending my arm, or like what I'm doing right here is just sharpening my pencil, because it's it just helps a lot when you sharpen, when you have a sharp pencil. Alright, so now as you guys can see, I extended a line going from the knee, and that's just gonna help us place the other shield or the other pad that he has on the other knee. And it should be a little bit smaller than the one that he has on the shoulder, and it should be a little bit bigger than the one that he has on the other knee. And once again, right here, extend the line just to help us know how far to do this pad.
It's just like, man, you gotta have that time where you just like disconnect.
And then right here, I just start adding the
just the race. And it's a race I've created.
The details on the shield. And remember not to press that hard on your paper, on your pencil, because there is gonna be some erasing. So yeah, so right here, once again, we do another line going across where we started the other foot, and that's just gonna help us know how far to do this one. And this one, try to make it the same thickness as the other one, like the foot on the other side, like the gray area. Because if you do it too thick or too thin, then it's just not gonna add up, you know. And then we just have a small line that goes this way, and then we're just gonna extend it to the right a little bit, and then it's basically gonna connect with the other one. But he does have more hairs right here that connect that side. And then right here, just curve it, because on the reference it's more curved, but I believe I changed that later on. So right here, I didn't like how that looked. It looked like, I don't know, it was the angle that it was on. It was just not adding up. So I changed it my way. You know, this is one of those things that even though it doesn't look like the reference, I changed it just so it could look a little bit better on my drawing. So that's one of those things, because honestly it's not gonna add up for anybody, or for the most of you at least. So just make any changes, you know, like for example there I add another line on top of the shield just so it could look like it's gonna match up like part of the leg. And the reference, it doesn't have that, but I just decided to do that just so it could add up a little bit better on my drawing, you know. Alright, so now we can start doing the toes. And this one is like this oval shape. And then from there, you guys could just look at the reference and then extend this one. This one should line up with the other side of the foot. And then just keep adding more. I just try to make them like the same thickness, although the further that you go, the smaller they get. So all these that we're adding now should be a little bit smaller than the one before, you know. And don't try to make it further than the line that we did for the knee, like the reference line going down the face. So it should basically, the knee should line up with the last toe. And then right here, you guys could just add any details, you know. And for that, use the reference. I recommend using the reference just so you guys can get a better idea. I think this is like one of the hardest part. In my opinion, the hardest part was doing the shields because they are like weird shapes. It's not like a basic shape, you know. Alright, so now on this side, once again, on this side they're more of like circles than oval shapes. And once again, try to make them the same size as the other ones, although they should be a little bit bigger. But just keep in mind that it shouldn't be that big, you know. Like there shouldn't be like 4 times bigger, 3 times bigger. It's maybe a little bit, I guess, twice as big as the ones on the other foot. And once again, try to add the right amount. Yes, 5. So right here, it didn't add up with the hairs that he has sticking out. So I just changed this, you know. So just make any changes, you know, just so it could look right. And then right here, just start adding the details, small details. And we're almost done. We got most of the body, so now we can base the arms off the body, so it just gets a little bit easier from here on. So right here, I just put the paper just so my hand wouldn't smudge the lines. So right here, we're just gonna do the white shoulder part that shows, and then we're just gonna extend the arm, which starts off right where the eyebrow starts.
Now it's just like, man, you gotta have that time where you just like disconnect from the scene, just the race. And it's a race.
And once again, as you guys can see, it doesn't go that far away from the face. They're pretty close to it. And then from there, we just extend this line, and just pay attention to how far the arm is from the knee, and it'll just help you place this arm. And then now that we got one side, we can just do the other side. And then right here, just extend that line. And basically that's just gonna help us know how far to do this one, because the shield, or where the hand starts, should be on that line. So basically that's where the shield should like be. And just draw this like oval shape. And it should be just a little bit bigger than the one that he has on the knee. If you guys look at the reference. And then from here, we could just start doing those straight lines, those spikes that he has on the shield. And it should be a little bit lower than the snout, like I pointed out right there. A little bit lower than the mouth. And once again, I just sharpened my pencil right here. And then we can just erase those lines. We don't need them no more, and it just gives us the shape a little bit better, you know. Now that we got that, we could do the fingers. And I guess right here I do the oval shape that he has. And I think that's what gave me the most trouble, is the shield. And now for the fingers, which are basically like oval shapes almost, and they're almost the same size as the toes that he has on the right leg. And right here it just shows that he has 3 of them. And if you guys pay attention to the middle finger, it's like a lot bigger, it's like a lot thicker. So now we could do the little hairs that he has, like where the elbow should be. So as you can see, it's not that good, but I go back and I change it. Now we can do the other side. So as you guys can see, it should line up right there with the patterns that he has on the torso, where the elbow bends. So now just pay attention to how far the arm is to the knee, and then right here just extend a line from the bottom of the shield that he has on the knee, and that's just gonna help us know how far to do this arm, you know, where to start the shield from. And it basically lines up with the one that he has on the knee to its left. And then the bottom of the arm is it's a little bit thicker than the one on the top. So if you guys pay attention, like where the elbow should be, should like be the thinnest part of his arms on both sides. So right here we can start doing the shield, which is almost the same size than the one that he has on the knee. And this one I just make it like a circle, just to make it a little bit better, and then I do the little spikes that it has, and then I just erase that the line in the middle, just so it can make it look like it's a full shape. And right here I'm just pointing out that it shouldn't go further than the waist area. So just erase the middle line from the circle, and it'll just give you the shield, you know, the shape of the shield. So now we got that, we can start doing the details on the shield. And once again, they're basically just like oval shapes.
And now it's just like, man, you gotta have that time where you just like disconnect from the scene, just the race. And it's a race that's creating.
And now for the hairs that he has on the elbow. So as you guys can see, we're almost done. And right there I was just pointing out that this should almost be the same level, although the one on the right hand should be a little bit higher. So now for the fingers, just do one by one, and I just try to make them the same thickness as the ones on the other arm. Just, it doesn't have to be the same, you know, but just try to make it similar. Try to make it the same size, like the same thickness as I'm pointing out right there, just so it could look a little bit better, you know. That way one arm has like, doesn't have like bigger thicker fingers than the other one. So as you guys see, I just do lines right there, and then I just curve the end. And the further, the more that these right here in the back, they should be getting like smaller. And once again, do 5 fingers, don't do too many. Actually, let me count. Hopefully I didn't do more than 5 fingers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, those are 5 fingers. And then he has a little bit of the fur sticking out from on the thumb area. And we're basically done. I think we just need to add the tail right now, which starts at the top of the shield, and it goes to around where the elbow should be. And it's almost like the same thickness as the fingers, as I point out right there. So as you guys can see, I compare everything with something else. And basically that's just gonna help you guys get the right proportions to everything else. You know, it's not gonna be 100% the same, but it just helps knowing how big is something is compared to the other. So I don't do the tail right here the same. I do go back and I change that later on. So I did end up coloring them, but I'll show you guys that at the end of the video. I'll show you guys like the speed. I'll speed it up just so you guys can see it. But right now, I think that's it. So I don't think I add anything else. So here is how he ends up looking like. So as you guys can see, he looks a little bit better here, and the reason for that is because what I do once I finish is that I end up erasing the whole picture, because I can still see the lines. Even though I erase them, I can still see some of the lines, you know. So what I do is just erase everything, and then just go over the lines, and at the same time just make any changes to that can make it a little bit better, you know. And for this one, I changed, I think, the left arm a little bit. Maybe you guys can still see the line that I erased on the shield. Like, there's still one of the marks. And then I also changed, I think, one of the ears a little bit. The one on the left, I made it a little bit bigger, which which is now that I see it, I think I messed up right there, because the one on the right should be bigger than the one on the left, and here I did the left one bigger than the right. But it's just a small thing that you won't notice unless you look at the reference and you actually just pay attention to that, you know. So that's one thing that I'd change, and I didn't even notice that till now. So that's what I mean, that you won't notice unless you actually compare the two pictures. But as you guys can see, we were pretty close. It's not 100% the same as the reference, but we were pretty close. Also changed the shields a little bit, fixed the angles of the shields and the shapes, and then the tail. I think I fixed the tail a little bit, made it a little bit better, and I also changed, I think, the right leg a little bit, just made it a little bit better, you know. Because once you guys have your full drawing, it's way easier to like notice any mistakes, and it's easier to change them, you know, once you have your full drawing. So yeah, so hopefully you guys found this tutorial helpful. I did end up coloring them like I said before, but I wasn't too happy with the coloring, and I guess I'll show you guys right now. So as you guys can see, I'm using markers, Prisma Premier color markers. I'm sorry for that. And I actually didn't have the right colors, so I had to use what I could, you know. And actually I started off by doing like browns, and then I went over the brown with the red for like the body, for like the legs and the arms. And honestly, now that I'm looking back at it, I should have just left it brown. It would have looked a lot better, because on the reference, yes, his skin is like a reddish brownish color, and I was trying to imitate that with the colors that I had, so I used the brown, and then I went over with the red, but it just made it really dark. And then for the eyebrow, just used the regular red with like a dark pink, and then I used the blue and a light blue for the fingers and for the toes and the ears, and then just the gold for the shields. And then I just used a gray for like the white parts, for like the shadows on the legs, you know. And he doesn't have that many colors to him, but I didn't have the exact colors, so I wasn't that happy with it, to be honest. And the reason for that is because I didn't have the right colors for him, you know. So I think he could have been a lot more better, and at the same time, I'm not that good at coloring. So he came out right, and at the end I had to outline them in Sharpie, just so you guys could tell apart the colors, because they came out pretty dark. But I'm still happy with it. I like how he came out. It's just a little bit too dark in my opinion. But like I said before, I'm not that good at coloring, and I didn't have the right colors. So I did my best with what I had, you know. So hopefully you guys found this tutorial helpful. Please leave a like, it really helps me out. And I'm sorry that I couldn't make them a lot more easier. It's just, I don't know, it's just in an awkward position that I can't really make any shapes and references, and it's basically just line by line. That's the only way that I saw that could make them, that I could draw them, you know. So yeah, so please leave a like, it really helps me out. Alright, so if this is the first video that you guys seen from me, make sure to check out my channel. I have a ton of Pokemon tutorials. This one was actually a little bit harder, so I have a lot more easier ones, so make sure you guys check out my channel. And if you guys would like to learn how to draw more Pokemon, make sure to subscribe to my channel, and I guess I'll just catch you guys on the next one. Later, guys.